Alright guys, of course we got a big Week 13 slate today. Let's go again. We've got the NFL Week 13 Sunday preview again. We've got some good amount of teams on the bye too. So again, pretty decent slate. 11 games to go through. Let's go right into it. Welcome back to the fun of course, please like and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the NFL Week 13 Sunday preview. We've got 11 games to go through. Obviously, first things first, the pregame shows. Again, NFL Game Day Morning starts right now on NFL Network. That other pregame show started an hour ago on CBS Sports Network. I think that's going until noon. Maybe not. They got some college basketball crap going on today though. Sunday NFL Countdown, obviously the big thing here. The reason I'm making this at 9 instead of at the normal time of 10 is because again, Sunday NFL Countdown will start at 10 as usual on ESPN, but at noon you can see the college football playoff rankings. What is it called? The final one, where you'll actually get to see who will be in the college football playoff. And also, all those bowl games will be posted as well. So, again, you can check in on all those. Before, obviously, all our games will start at 1 o'clock. So, just, again, keep in mind for that. Because, again, Sunday NFL Countdown goes from 10 to noon. And at noon, it switches over, again, to that college football playoff thing, again, for college football. So, if you want to see who's going to be in the competing for the national championship, you definitely can see that there. Fantasy football now, I don't think it's at 11 a.m. I don't even think it is. No, it might be at 12. I think it's at noon on ESPN. Something like that. But fantasy football pregame on Peacock's normal, so you probably want to go switch over to that if you normally watch it on fantasy football on ESPN 2. Even again, if you don't have Peacock, maybe just get it. Fox NFL kickoff on Fox NFL Sunday are at their usual times, though, of course, leading up to a huge doubleheader. The NFL today, as always, is at noon on CBS. Obviously, they have a quiet slate this week, but we'll get into that later. Let's get and then we'll, of course, look at the standings as well. Of course, the Dolphins are still atop the AFC East. With a win, they'll make a 3-game lead. Chiefs again atop the AFC West, and then Ravens and Jags are both there as well. Again, the Jags will stay atop the division no matter what happens this week. Ravens again, they're on a bye week. And obviously we got some basement dwellers, Patriots. Again, we'll get to them in a very quick second. Obviously in the NFC though, Eagles 10-1. They are the best team in the league by 2 games. And then got the Niners leading the West, Lions leading the North, and the Falcons leading the South. But again, that could change very easily in the next couple hours. And that's all I got for that, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, let's get right into the first game. Yep, Chargers and Patriots. And, of course, to start off Sunday, we'll talk about this game. Yep, it's at 1 o'clock. The reason it's not a tank pool is because Brandon Staley is basically coaching for his job. Obviously, he's going to get fired anyway in the offseason. But Chargers, of course, losers of 3 straight, look to get back on track against the worst team in the AFC and arguably the worst team in the league because they are literally tanking the 2-9 Patriots. Losers of 4 in a row, and yeah, they're terrible. By far the worst team in the AFC right now, which is saying a lot because the Jets are in a pretty bad spot. But then again, both these teams are just not very good. That's the simple truth about it. Of course, they played in 2021 in Los Angeles, and the Patriots won 27-24 in the year before that. The Patriots also won, 45-0 there, something like that. And then obviously last time the 2 teams played here in New England, I think actually was back in 2018, where the Chargers got blown out against Patriots 41-28. Tom Brady threw 5 touchdowns or something like that. But that was actually a very long time ago. They haven't met here in a really long time. This game, though, is at 1 o'clock on CBS. Animal Plus and Paramount Plus are your streaming services for this borderline tank ball. But then again, it really just straight up isn't right now. Looking at the announcers, it is a C game with Spiro Diaz, Adam Archuleta, and DT King Ball on the call. Sports USA Radio of Josh Apel and Rob Ninkovich on the call. Rob Ninkovich will probably either throw a table or just get leave the game by the end of the 3rd quarter because of how bad it's going to be. Announced, again, looking at the map, it is in yellow, and for good reason. It's only New England crap and in SoCal that's getting this game. The weather, it's going to be 46 degrees, a little wind, nothing crazy, and some little light rain. Pretty good weather for, again, a terrible game. And I also forgot about the bye week, so the Bears are on a bye this week, guys. They're the Bears. Of course, coming off the win, Giants are on a bye as well. They've won 2 in a row. Raiders are at 5-7. They're going to probably need to win now to make the playoffs, which is very unrealistic for them. Vikings, again, 2-game losing streak are going on the bye week. Bills, they got a lot of stuff to work out. Are 6-6. Probably have to run the table. Even have a shot to make it. And then the Ravens at 9-3. Of course, sitting atop the AFC. They got a game against the Rams next week. Got to figure out how to get ready for that. They are on their bye week as well. That's all good for the Chargers and Patriots, guys. This game sucks. But let's get right into the keys of the game for both these teams. My bad for the Chargers. Justin Herbert at quarterback. Easton Six is backup. Austin Eckler, Josh Kelly in the backfield. Keenan Allen, fourth to number 1 receivers, questionable, but Quentin Johnston and Jalen Guyner both back healthy. Darius Davis could get some snaps. Mike Williams, Josh Palmer, 2 receivers on IR, as well as Andrew Traynor, the right tackle. And Joey Bosa and the 2 linebackers, Tanner Muse and Chris Rumpf, the second. This dude, I cannot pronounce his name. He's a cornerback on IR, as well as Raheem Lane, this free safety. Gerald Everett, Donald Parham Jr. are their tight ends. So Nick Vannett is out, as well as Rashawn Slater, Zion Johnson, Will Clapp, Jamari Salyer, and what is it called? Trey Pipkins the third is questionable as well. So you could see Foster Sarah if he can't go, as well as Corey Lindsley and Zach Bailey, 2 offensive linemen, both on IR. But I will say, I mean, basically, yeah. But what is it called? Yeah. Corey Lindsley probably won't. I don't know what's going on with him. But either way, Nick Williams, Sebastian Joseph Day, Austin Johnson are the defensive linemen with 2v2 below 2 and Khalil Mack off the edge. Kenneth Murray Jr., Eric Kendricks are the linebackers with Dean Leonard. I don't know who that dude is, but I guess he's starting now. Michael Davis and Asante Samuel Jr. at corner with Jasir Taylor out and JT Woods also out. Derwin James Jr., Alohi Gilman are their safeties. Cameron Dickers, their kicker. Their punter is J.K. Scott. Darius Davis is also their returner, and Josh Harris is their long snapper. And for New England, Bailey Zappi, quarterback, he'll start. Mac Jones, of course, getting benched after being terrible. Reminder Stevenson, Zeke Elliott's questionable. Ty Montgomery behind him. Devontae Parker, Demario Douglas is out. Juju and Tyquan Thornton, receiver. Keyshawn Boutte is out. Oh, come on, let's go. Good throw, Melro. Oh, we caught it. Nice play. Kendrick Bourne, Trey Nixon, Calvin Anderson, Riley Reef, Calvin Anderson again. A lot of guys are on IR for the Patriots on offense. Defensively, though, Daniel Achille, whatever that guy's name is, he's on IR defensive tackle with what is called Matthew Judon, Raekwon McMillan, Terez Hall, all those linebackers all on IR with Marcus Jones, Isaiah Bolden, Christian Gonzalez, again, all basically out for the season. I think I said Marcus Jones. Hunter Brown, Mike Gesicki at tight end. What is called Trent Brown, City Stowe, 2 starters, both questionable. Connor McGovern and McDermott and Mike Onwenu. I think he's still hurt. He has not been healthy like basically the whole year. Don't think he's ready to play, but I mean he's there, I guess. What is it called? Who else is there? Oh yeah, Cole Strange, David Andrews, and Mike Onwenu. Oh my, what is he playing right tackle? I am very confused with what's going on with this team right now. Very bizarre. Oh my god, they're up for what is called 17-10. Let's go, Bama. Either way, though, DJ Weiss Jr. is questionable. Jeremiah Farms Jr. is healthy, though, as well as Devon Gotcha and Lawrence Guy across the defensive line. Inferni Jenkins, Josh Uche are off the edge with Chris Board questionable. Jelani Tavai, Juwan Bentley are the linebackers with what is called Jonathan Jones, Miles Bryant, Sean Wade, J.C. Jackson at corner. Kyle Duggar and Joe Peppers are your safeties. Your punter kicker, of course, is the terrible guy, Chad Ryland. I swear he's kicking like 67%. Yeah, 66% from the field, from 3. Not 3. That's crazy, but from field goal is pretty bad. Miles Bryant and Ty Montgomery are the returners with Joe Cardano doing your long snapping. And Demario Douglas is also out for this game. What I was going to say is he's 100% on extra points. Some of those, again, not all of us follow missed kicks, but, bro, that's terrible. Let's get right into the keys of the game for both these teams. And for the Chargers offense, Austin Eckler, 80-plus total yards. Bro, you've been so bad for me in fantasy. Please just do something. Jalen Guyton, 5-plus targets. Get him the football. I mean, he's your fastest receiver for sure. I mean, he's healthy. Get him the football. Like, that's rare for him. Zion Johnson using inside leverage to redirect a defensive tackle's momentum into Rashawn Slater because he's very good at absorbing that and moving guys sideways as well, but not only like directing them but also containing them. Because I mean that's what Zion Johnson really needs to do. And of course, 20-plus points. Please score some points. You didn't do that last week. That's kind of why you guys lost. But yeah, defensively, don't get ran over. That could happen. That's really the only way they're gonna move the football. Derwin getting 3-plus pressures as well. Again, if you can run some nice blitzes, that would be big. And no blitzes on second and short because you're going to get burned. Now let's talk about the Patriots. What am I going to say, though? Who the heck's going to play quarterback? Just throw Will Grier in there. I don't even freaking care. You're tanking right now. Defensively, though, pull a 2020 Greg Williams Jets. It happened at home in Week 13 against an ASUS team. Yeah, very actually similar scenarios, actually. Not situations. What am I saying? But obviously, the Raiders needed to win that game, so they kind of pulled something out of their butt. But again, the Jets kind of tanked that play. So if I see a Bill Belichick do a similar type of thing, that would be awesome. But we'll have to wait and see if that happens. Maybe a miracle. But then again, I doubt the Patriots offense can score 28 points. So we'll just have to wait and see for that one, guys. Let's get right into the next game. Yeah, Cardinals and Steelers. Yeah, this game looks a lot worse than it actually will be. And the Cardinals will go on the road to face the Steelers squad, who, of course, is very, very inconsistent and wild. But if you look at the pattern of their season so far, they're probably going to win this game because basically they win 2 in a row, then they lose, and they win 2 in a row, then they lose. So this is kind of the game they might win. But heck, Cardinals are 2-10. They really have nothing to lose. I mean, they probably want the second pick, but I mean, like even if they get like 3rd or 4th pick, probably the top 2 guys are going to be quarterbacks. So again, right now they have the second pick. They're 2-10 on the season. Again, if they win this one, again they're going to their bye week next week. So again, I guess if they finish strong going to their bye, that's good. But it should be a decent game. Of course, last week they got their absolute butts kicked though at home against the Rams. That really doesn't change anything because they always get blown out by the Rams at home. So I mean that's what I got there. But they are of course 2-10 on the season, and yeah, this has not been a good year for them. Back-to-back losses. Of course, one was on the road, then they got again blown out last week. Steelers, on the other hand, coming off back-to-back divisional games on the road, they're able to go into Cleveland and lay an egg, and then they put up 400 yards again for the first time since 2020. Week 2, so it was like 3 years, and obviously they fired Matt Canada as well. So again, looking to continue that success back at home this week. The game's at 1 o'clock on CBS, NFL Plus, and Paramount Plus. Again, are your streaming services for this game. Announcing it will be Kevin Harlan, Trent Green, and Melanie Collins. Looking at the map, it will be in blue. So you've got basically Arizona and this blue area, which is blue. I mean, that's how I'll put it. Yeah, and like you got basically all the AFC North cities. Yeah, that's what's getting this game. So if you live in one of those cities like Cincinnati, Cleveland, Baltimore, or Pittsburgh, you're getting this game. So I guess that's good. Even Philly. So we'll see about that one. The weather, though, it'll be 55 degrees. It'll rain a good amount. It's not going to be very fun. It'll be windy, too. So, yeah, it'll be a rough game for that. But the game, again, the last time these two teams played was in Glendale, where the Steelers were able to win 23-17, get to a similar record, actually their 8th win of the season as well. But again, the Cardinals were honestly probably a better team that year. So see how this one goes. Yeah, let's get right into keys to the not keys to the game, to the Cardinals starting lineup. And for the Cardinals, you got Kyler starting. Clay Atune is his backup. James Conner, Amari Dearmore in the backfield. Marlon Mack, Elijah Wilkinson, Pat Fryer, Pat Elfline, John Gaines are all on IR on offense, but Lee Votu, LJ Collier, and Carlos Watkins, all defensive linemen, all on IR, as well as Kaiser White, the starting middle linebacker. Bobby Price and Kyler McMichael are both on IR at corner. As well, Marquise Brown is questionable. Receiver Rydell Moore and Greg Dortch are seemingly the only healthy guys. Of course, with Zach Pascal out and Michael Wilson out as well. Trey McBride is questionable. Geoff Swain behind him. Gigi Humphries, Tristan Colon, Elijah Frolot, Will Hernandez, Paris Johnson Jr. across the offensive line with Zayvon Collins, Jonathan Ledbetter, and Roy Lopez. Kevin Strong is questionable, but Dante Stills will probably start anyway. Josh Woods, Chris Barnes, and Dennis Gardick are their linebackers. Antonio Hamilton Sr., the starting left corner, is out, so you'll definitely see a lot of Keyshawn Park and Garrett Williams with Starling Thomas the fifth out. Joey Blunt is questionable as well as Jalen Thompson, 2 safeties. So Buda Baker again doing the stuff at free safety. Andre Katchery again maybe will start. Matt Prater is their kicker. Their punter is Blake Gillikin. Drake Dortch is the returner. And Matt Embro is on IR at long snapper. So a lot of Aaron Brewer in this one. And for the Steelers, Kenny Pickett, quarterback, Mitch Trubisky is his backup. Najee Harris, Jalen Warren as well in the backfield. Deontay Johnson, George Pickens, and Allen Robinson, a receiver. Pat Fryer, Darnell Washington, a tight end. Dan Moore Jr., Isaac Salamalu, Mason Cole, James Daniels, Broderick Jones, are the offensive linemen. Larry Ogunjobi, Montravius Adams is questionable. Keanu Benton, of course, your second-round pick, I think, or is he third round? One of the two. Yeah, second round. We'll probably start if he can't go. Cameron Hayward was also your on the defensive line. Renell Wren, Cole Holcomb, Chappelle Russell, Quan Alexander, all guys in the front seven are all on IR with safeties Elijah Riley, Keanu Neal also being on IR, and Cody Trice Jr. in the corner. TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith off the edge, as well as Marcus Golden. Does he even have a sack this year? I swear he does. Oh, he has 3. Okay. Michael Walker, Landon Roberts are your middle linebackers with Patrick Peterson, Levi Wallace, James Pierre, and Joey Porter Jr. patrolling the secondary. Minka Fitzpatrick, DeMonte KZ are your safeties, as well as Chris Boswell kicking. Presley Harvin is your punter. Your returners are Godwin Blike and Calvin Austin, and Christian Kuntz is your long snapper. And for the Cardinals, Kyler hitting guys consistently when he steps up. I mean, like, look at last week. He just got, like, fell and got sacked, and it just didn't look good. And this is actually really important. The guards need to be able to hold their ground when Kyler steps up or and breaks left or right so he doesn't tear his ACL again. It's basically as simple as this. Kyler should not have to, again, run as fast as he can and, again, cut super aggressively like that because, again, that's how he tore his ACL. The guard, again, he got pressure up the middle, then he bounced it outside, yes, but then he had to try to make a guy miss like that. He shouldn't have to do that. The guard should just be able to, again, move guys like that. Again, they can do it. I just want to see him do that. And the biggest thing, probably, James Conner getting 20 plus touches. This offense is at its best when he is the vocal point and the engine of it. Defensively, though, Jalen Thompson, sub-85 rating against on targets from 12 to 15 yards over the middle. Again, pretty specific, but again, he can't give up those big plays over there. Again, he's questionable, but if he plays, yep. Buda Baker, 2 plus pressures and 2 plus tackles for loss. Again, being affected part of the, pressure rate in as well, the run defense. And Dante Stills and Cameron Thomas with 2 plus combined sacks. Please do something. Now let's talk about the Steelers. All right, Kenny moving his feet when the pocket's muddy, field instead of horizontally like a freaking duck. Yeah, it's kind of funny. I mean, I'm not saying he's like scrambling. This is just in the pocket when there's pressure around his feet. He basically just like moves his feet, move side to side, and usually his foot his front foot is planted in a way where his pass is not going to be accurate. But if he moves forward upfield, again, just small movements with his feet, it'll be huge. Because again, those passes are always going to be in the right spot. Najee 20+ carries, or his feet will at least be. Najee 20+ carries. Again, that seems a little aggressive, but get him in the football. He looked really good last week. And George Pickens 10+ targets with Pat Freiermuth as a #1 target off play action. He looked really good there, getting the football. But obviously George Pickens is a monster. Defensively now, keep the Cardinals under 3 big plays. If they get more than that, it's going to be a shootout, and you're not going to win a game like that. TJ kicking out on second down for a pick or something similar. Basically, just again mixing it up a little. Don't just have him run quarterback every play, because again the Cardinals will be ready for that. And then maybe you have a guy running the sun or something. Making at least 3+ plays on the ball. Again, he's got to be able to be a little more aggressive over the middle. Again, he can't give up those completions like that. That's basically what I mean by that. And no large holes for Kyler to exploit. Because again, if he runs the football like that, you're gonna be in deep doo-doo. That's all I got for the Steelers, guys. Let's look at the Colts and Titans now. Alright, and we've got a conclusion of the season series between the Colts and Titans today. Of course, this game is not that interesting, but I will say this, the offenses could go booming in this one. Colts defense obviously has looked really good, again, maybe the past couple of weeks, but before that, they were like the worst defense in the league, so you really don't know about that. Titans are coming off a game where Derrick Henry was decent with 76 yards and 2 touchdowns, but Will Levis, again, hasn't really done anything since that home start, and he had against the Falcons, where he threw 4 touchdowns, so we'll see about that. But again, the Colts come in at 6-5, somehow winners of 3 straight, and actually are in a playoff spot, at least of this moment, so that's pretty cool. Titans scores 4-7. Their season, I wouldn't say it's basically over. I mean, again, they fell to 3-7 after that. Losers for 3 straight. But they did win last week against the Panthers in a tank ball. So, I mean, maybe they get in salvage season series. Of course, the first time they played the Colts was a 23-16 defeat in which Ryan Tannehill actually just season high in passing yards. So, maybe we'll have to do a similar thing. But obviously, Derrick Henry needs to be a much bigger factor in this game. But either way, it's at 1 o'clock on CBS and NFL Plus and Paramount Plus, again, with the streaming services for this game. Announcing it will be Andrew Catalan, Tiki Barber, and Matt Ryan, and AJ Ross, again, the reporters. So just keeping that in mind. It is a B game. Looking at the map, it is in, where is it? Green. So you've got basically, Tennessee and, what is it called? Indianapolis. That's what's getting this game, and part of Kentucky in between. Just this scattered area. The weather in Nashville will be 58 degrees, a little bit of wind, 10 miles per hour. Mostly cloudy, though, weather. Obviously, huge game for the Colts. They're looking, again, to get to 7-5 in the season with their 4th straight. Titans are not looking to lose this game, because, I mean, like, that would suck. Let's get right in the keys of the starting lineup for the Indianapolis Colts. Alright, Gardner Minshew will start for the Colts. Sam Ehlinger is back up. Anthony Richardson, Ashton Dolan, Danny Pinter, Gennard Avery, Titus Leo, Grover Stewart, Dallas Flowers, Daniel Scott, all on IR, with Jonathan Taylor being out again with that thumb surgery. He will probably be out at least for the next 2 games. Zach Moss will start. Trey Sermon behind him. Michael Pittman Jr., Josh Downs, Alec Pierce, the receiver. Isaiah McKenzie is also there. Drew Ogletree, Will Malroy are the tight ends, with Bernard Raymond, Glennon Nelson, Ryan Kelly, Josh Fries, and Braden Smith across the offensive line. Quiddy Pay, DeForest Buckner, Tavon Bryant, Samson Ebukam, Tyquan Lewis, and Deo Odiingbo are the defensive linemen. EJ Speed, Zaire Franklin, Ronnie Harrison Jr. Wait, what? That's crazy. Wasn't he a safety? I mean, oh yeah, I guess he's playing linebacker now. He's actually a decent cover guy, but I wouldn't say he was slow. He was kind of slow. That was basically the biggest knock on him. That's crazy though. That's kind of interesting, but that's actually a good move for them, because now they have a guy who can tackle really well and play really well against the run, but also, again, since he was a former safety, he does have the ability to cover guys. But obviously, the speed is really the only thing lacking there. Kenny Moore, Dale Baker Jr., Jalen Jones are your corners. Again, Juju Brents is out. Rodney Thomas and Julian Blackmon are their safeties. Matt Gay is their kicker. Rigoberto Sanchez is their punter. Isaiah McKenzie is their returner. And Luke Rhodes is their long snapper. And for the Titans, Will Levis, quarterback. Ryan Tannehill is his backup. Derrick Henry, Tajay Spears in the backfield. Hassan Haskins, Julius Chestnut, Kyrus Jackson, Nicholas Petit-Frere, Chris Hubbard, and those guys on offense are on IR. With Shaquille Brown, Chance Campbell both on IR on defense. Derek, again, DeAndre Hopkins, Chandler Burks is questionable. Chris Moore, again, could start at receiver, as well as Nick Westbrook. Kyle Phillips is also there. Chizzy Conquo is your tight end. Jalen Duncan will actually start at left tackle. Andre Dillard getting benched. He, of course, was a 6th-round pick. He's an athletic dude, but that's like saying, that's a stretch even. Not the most dominating run blocker. He can hold blocks at least. But he does get beat up a little bit in fast pro, I'll put it like that. Obviously, those finesse moves really do kill him. But he is pretty good at keeping guys, at least, if you guys shouldn't try to run by him, it's not going to work. Peter Skoronski, Aaron Brewer, Daniel Brunskill, Dylan Adams across the rest of the offensive line. Jefferson, Mintier, Tart, Danico, Autry, the defensive lineman, Harold Landry, Travis Gibson, Rashad Weaver, Arden Key off the edge. Aziz Al-Shire and Jack Gibbons are your linebackers. Sean Murphy Bunting, Roger McCurry, Christian Fullen are your corners, with Kayvon Wallace and Amani Hooker at safety. Caleb Barr, of course, on the PvP list. Nick Falk is your kicker. Your punter is Ryan Stonehouse. Eric Garror and Tajay Spears are your returners, and Morgan Cox is your long snapper. Alright, for the Colts, Gardner finding an outlet after 2 to 3 reads. Again, just don't hold on the ball as long as you did last time they played. It actually kind of really costed them. So yeah, again, he didn't play the whole game. When he was in there, again, some costly plays. Zach Moss, 25 plus carries. Get him the freaking football. He dominated last game. Quentin Nelson, 80+% run block win rate. He's got to be a monster in this one. And 35 points. The reason I say that is if they can put the hammer down early, this will be a statement game for Indy, and people will really have to start taking him seriously. Probably not, but maybe. Defensively, though, bring the heat on Will when Derek ain't on the field. Yeah, Will Levis is just going to absolutely trounce when he's not on the field, so just do it. Do what I expect you to. And obviously, double Diop on third down as well. Again, he's going to try. They're going to try to hit him deep. Just don't let that happen. Again, maybe bracket him. Do whatever he needs you to make sure he gets doubled. And 3+ runovers from Derek. And what is called DeForest Buckner. What I mean by that is either running over a running back or just absolutely mauling a guy up front. That's what I got there. Now let's look at the Titans. And for Tennessee, Derek Hunter, 20+ rushing yards. That's where it's honestly going to have to start. Again, if they want any sort of play action or explosive passing game, again, he's got to have a big day. Will Levis throwing 2+ touchdowns as well. He hasn't done it since week, 8? Do it. And Andre Dillard winning from the inside out instead of keeping guys. Well, that actually would probably you'd want it to be, Jalen Duncan. He really should just concentrate on the inside because, again, he won't get burned on the outside. Titans defense, though. Use the home field advantage to your advantage on third down. Just don't get too stressed out. It's not like they're going to do anything crazy. Elijah Molden, 80+ grade in zone. Again, he's just not been the best grade zone guy this year. Again, really stepping up would be big. Again, that's per PFF. And 30+ wins as a front five. That's a lot, but again, I'm not saying all has to be pressure, but guys are going to have to win up front in this one, especially their one-on-ones. See if they can do that. That's all I got for the Titans, guys. Now let's get into the next game, Dolphins and Commanders. And the Dolphins will head into FedEx Field looking to win. What is it now? I think it's like their 3rd straight game. Yep, of course, coming off that Black Friday shopping thing where they've dominated the Jets 34-13 at home. But again, this is a game that should be a winner. They should win, but you never know. Commanders, again, they're basically toast at this point. Sam Howell's basically dead. I mean, they're 4-8, guys. The season's basically over at this point. What is it? They've lost 3 straight. No, wait, yeah, 3 straight, something like that. But their defense is terrible. Of course, they fired Jack Del Rio for a good reason. Ron Rivera's likely on his way out at the end of the season. But if they can pull off an upset like this, that would be kind of big. Obviously, though, Sam Howell's done on, I wouldn't say as expected, but he's done a decent job for, again, what he's been given. But obviously, they're coming in at 4-8. This will be a rough game from probably the start. But it'll be at 1 o'clock on CBS. NFL Plus and Paramount Plus are your stream. No, my bad. Fox. You'll be watching this game on Fox because that's what it's on. The Fox Sports app and NFL Plus are your streaming services for this game. Announcing will be Adam Amin, Mark Schlereth, and Christina Pink. So I guess it is a B game. It's not an A game. No, it's not. Yeah, it's definitely not an A game. It's a B game. Looking at the map, it is in blue, and you've got this random spot in Kansas City for whatever reason. This random spot in Georgia. Don't ask me why. And then you've got most of that's Bama. A random spot of Bama, and you've got most of Florida, again, D.C. area, and then you got New England, part of New England at least, and then, New York as well. The weather, it's going to be 59 degrees, cloudy, 6-mile-per-hour winds, so pretty decent weather for this game. Of course, the last time the two teams met was back in 2019, what was a massive tank bowl. The Commanders won 17-16. Probably going to be a better game than that. Let's get right into the Dolphins starting lineup. All right, for the Dolphins, 2-hit quarterback, Mike White is his backup. Raheem Mostert, Devon Achane in the backfield. Chris Brooks, Isaiah Wynn, Jalen Phillips, Zeke Van Luckenberg, and Keon Cross on IR with Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Braxton Berrios, their receiver, Durham Smythe, Julian Hill at tight end. Eric Uzekama is out. Al Ingold is their fullback. Teron Armstead, Robert Jones, Kendall Lamb, Lester Cotton, and all questionable. Connor Williams, Robert Hunt, Austin Jackson, Keon Smith, I guess, and maybe, I don't even know. Liam Eichenberg could start. I really don't know there. Christian Wilkins, Raekwon Davis, and Zach Sealer across the defensive line with Andrew Van Ginkel, Emmanuel Ogbah, Bradley Chubb, and JPP off the edge, of course, in light of Jalen Phillips' torn Achilles. David Long Jr., Jerome Baker are your middle linebackers, as well as Xavier Howard, Jalen Ramsey, Cater KL at corner, Deshaun Elliott, Javon Holland, the free safeties questionable, though, so Elijah Campbell could be starting. Jason Sanders is their kicker. Their punter is Jake Bailey. Braxton Berrios is their returner. And Blake Ferguson's their long snapper. And for the Commanders, Sam Howell, quarterback. Jacoby Brissett is his backup. Brian Robinson Jr. and Antonio, Gibson are in the backfield. Terry McLaurin, John Dotson, Curtis Samuel are at receiver. Dax Milne, Braden Daniels, Shaq Charles, Ricky Stromberg, all on IR on offense. Logan Thomas, John Bates are your tight ends. Alex Armour your fullback. Charles Leno Jr., Chris Paul, Tyler Larson, questionable. Nick Bates could start, as well as Sam Cosmi and Andrew Wiley. James Smith-Williams is out. KJ Henry, I guess, could start, as well as Casey Tuho. Jonathan Allen and Deron Payne are your defensive tackles, obviously. With Curtis Brooks, David Bada, Shaq Tony, and F.A. Obata all on IR across the defensive line. Dejon Harris, the old linebacker, is on IR, as well as Drew White being on the PUP list, or something like that. Jeremy Reeves, Derek Forrest are both on IR at safety, and Emmanuel Forbes will be out this week at corner. Kaliki Hudson, Cody Barton, Jamin Davis at linebacker. Kendall Fuller, Danny Johnson, and Benjamin St. Juste at corner. Percy Butler and Cameron Curl are your safeties. Joey Slides, your kicker, your punter, Stress Way. James McCratter and Antonio Gibson are your returners, as well as Cameron Cheeseman doing that long snapping. Alright, for the Dolphins, Tyreek and Jalen 20-plus combined targets. Get on the football on every play. No one will be able to cover them. Under 2.5 per drop on third down. That's not really for the pressure, but again, actually, I'll say this. The Commander secondary coach is really good at having his guys basically be super aggressive after that 2.5 second mark. So if Tua gets the ball under there before that, again, they can pick up a lot of first downs on third down. And for him getting a touchdown in the red zone, again, just continue to do that type of stuff. Defensively, blitz. Just simply blitz. They're not going to do anything about it. And make the trio of receivers win outside the numbers. Because, again, Sam Howell has not been great throwing out to the numbers this year. And, again, if they can get to him quick, they will get a lot of sacks. Now let's look at the Commanders. Alright, Commanders offense, 35-plus rushing attempts. The only way we're going to stay in this game, guys, is if you run the ball a lot. See, I'm taking under 3 sacks. That's not going to happen, but if it does, I'd be surprised. John, 5 targets from the slot. Again, getting the football underneath there. Again, both of them some downfield stuff. And bounce back at each tackle spots in Charles Leno Jr. and Andrew Wiley. Again, both very good rhythm tackles, but they have not had really any rhythm the whole season. Type of game like this, again, where they can start running the football, knocking some dudes over, go get some confidence. Defensively, though, don't give up 70 points, because your defense looks basically the way that the Broncos defense looked going into that game. So, just don't give up 70, I guess. Falcons and Jets time. Look for their second straight win and to stay atop the NFC South. Of course, going into MetLife Stadium to take on the reeling 4-7 Jets, who still have, I guess, hope technically, even though that would be delusional, because Aaron Rodgers is obviously, I guess, on his way back. We'll have to wait and see for that one. But yeah, they're on a 4-game losing streak. Tim Boyle, for whoever the heck thought, will probably start this game again. Again, they are on a 4-game losing streak. They just came off the game where obviously from end of first half, pick 6, 99 yards, just Hail Mary, like the Fail Mary, the Hail Mary, whatever you want to call it. But this game will be at 1 o'clock on Fox in the Fox Sports app, as well as NFL Plus. Again, those are 2 streaming services for it. Announcing it will be Kenny Albert, Jonathan Nolan, and Shannon Spake. The map looks like, green. So you got, again, most of Georgia. Of course, they lost the national championship. My bad. The SEC championship, my bad. And then you got Connecticut, and then you've got all of New Jersey, Long Island, and then obviously most of New York. The weather in East Rutherford, it's going to be 50 degrees, a little bit of wind. No, it's going to be windy. It's going to be humid, too. It's not going to be a very nice game, guys. That's how I'll put it. These 2 teams, of course, last met in London back in 2021. The Falcons were able to win that one 27-20. Maybe it's a similar game. I doubt the Jets will actually score 20 points, though. So, over for that one. Let's get right into the Falcons starting lineup. For the Falcons, Desmond Ridder, quarterback. Taylor Heineke is his backup. Bijan and Tyler Algier in the backfield, as well as Cordell Patterson. Avery Williams, Josh Ali, Ethan Greenidge, Matt Hennessy, all on IR on offense. LaCale London, Grady Jarrett, Hungbo, and then Troy Anderson, Ekem Makweta, whatever that guy's name is. Those front 7 dudes are on IR, as well as Mike Hughes, who's questionable in the secondary. Drake London, Van Jefferson, Matt Collins, questionable receiver. Cordell Hodge could get some snaps, as well as Kyle Pitts and John Smith at tight end. Keith Smith is their fullback. Jake Matthews, Matthew Bergeron, Drew Dahlman, Chris Lindstrom, Caleb McGarry across the offensive line. Calais Campbell, David Onyemata, Contavious Street across the defensive line, Arlo Ibikini, Bud Dupree, Lorenzo Carter, and D'Angelo Malone off the edge, Nate Landman, Caden Ellis are the linebackers, AJ Terrell, D'Alford, Jeff Okuda at corner, Jesse Bates third, Richie James at safety, Yoku is their kicker, their punters, Bradley Pinion, D'Alford, Cordell Patterson are the returners, as well as Liam McColl doing the long snapping. And for the Jets, Tim Boyle, quarterback, Trevor Siemian is his backup, Breece Hall, Dalvin Cook, Israel Abanikanda. All the running backs are questionable, but with the Jets' luck, they'll all be out. Aaron Rodgers is still on IR, as well as tight end Kenny Yeboah. Connor McGovern, Elijah Vera Tucker, Connor McGovern, all offensive linemen are all on IR. Ifedi Odiegba, Al Woods, and Bradley Nye, all defensive linemen are all on IR, as well as the linebacker Malik Hall. Chuck Clark, Jalvin Guidry, both guys in secondary are both on IR, as well as Garrett Wilson, Alan Lazard, Xavier Gibson at receiver, Tyler Conklin, Jeremy Ruckert at tight end, Nick Bowden is your fullback. Your offensive line goes like this: Dwayne Brown, Lincoln Thompson, Joe Chipman. Wes Schweitzer is questionable, so Max Mitchell could start, as well as Mekhi Blackton at right tackle. John Franklin-Myers, Jermaine Johnson off the edge with Quentin Jefferson and Quentin Williams at defensive tackle. Jamin Sherwood, C.J. Mosley, Quincy Williams at linebacker with Sauce Gardner, Michael Carter, and DJ Reed at corner. Brandon Nichols is also there. Tony Adams, Jordan White are your safeties. Of course, they just released Adrian Amos. If you didn't know, Greg Zerline, kicker, your punter is Thomas Morstead. Xavier Gibson's your returner, and Thomas Hennessy's your long snapper. And one else from the Falcons is Desmond Ridder not throwing a pick six. That'll definitely not be good for their momentum. 45 was rushing attempts as a team. Again, run the football a lot with all the dudes. Kyle Pitts getting downfield on blocks. Yeah, again, he's got to be doing a better job with that. Again, just standing at the line, just getting the guys' ways, doesn't always do stuff. Matt Collins not missing blocks as well. He missed a couple, and that really just hurt the run game last week, even though they had a pretty successful one overall. And up front, it's got to be decisive on the stretch designs. They got to get to that second level. But not only that, though, it's okay to pass of a guy. Because again, you do have the guys to make you do have the running backs to make those linebackers miss. Defensively, though, Jesse Bates with another pick six. Again, momentum for them. Jeff Okudah being more physical when he's playing standard. What I mean by that is just basic alignment. Again, he's just got to be a little more physical there. If he can just knock guys off the routes, he'll be good there. As well as A.J. Terrell with an over the shoulder interception. That's, again, not only for momentum, but, again, Tim Boyle will probably take a shot there. And Calais Campbell trouncing Tim Boyle, like literally just like engulfing him. Now let's look at the Jets. I mean, at this point for the Jets offense, there's really nothing to say. Like that tells you the whole story. Make Desmond break the pocket and throw off his back foot on third down. Yeah, that's what the Jets defense wants. Again, if they can get an interception off that, maybe they make something happen. Quincy Williams taking on blocks and getting off of them in times to get the tackle for get the tackle for a 4 or less yard gain with CJ getting the first shot. Basically, what this means is Quincy Williams being contained and not and being able to get down off field enough to the point where, again, the runner, even if he gets blocked for a little longer than he wants to. Again, with CJ Mosley getting that first open hit on the runner, that Quincy Williams can be there for the second one if he misses it. So again, that's what Quincy Williams has done all year. Again, if he can do it, especially in this game against the Falcons offense, that's going to want to run the football. It'll be big for this defense. Now let's get to the first national game. All right, Lions are looking to bounce back from Thanksgiving against a desperate Saints team. Here we go. Yeah, it's a doubleheader day. And the Lions head to New Orleans for their first matchup here since 2017, going against the Saints team that has lost back-to-back games and is not playing very good football. They just blew the NFC South lead last week, of course, where they only scored 5 field goals and had some crucial turnovers. Lions, in their hand, are also coming off a loss in which they fell to the Green Bay Packers in, I would say, embarrassing fashion, but in not good fashion, as they, again, fell to 8-3 after being 8-2. Again, this is definitely a bounce-back week for them, big game for them, because, again, if this season wants to go the way they want it to, they got to win this one. The game's at 1 o'clock on Fox. The Fox Sports app and NFL Plus are your streaming services for this national game. Again, it is the NFL on Fox, doubleheader game 1, because, again, this is a doubleheader week for Fox. Looking at the map, it is in, not the map, not yet. But Joe Davis, Daryl Johnson, Pam Oliver, the normal people are on the call for this doubleheader game, as well as Steve Levy and Harry Douglas being on ESPN Radio. My bad. In red is where this game's going to be, and it's most of the country, as expected. Like, this is a massive game for both these teams, and a lot of countries getting it, which I guess is good. Again, like I said, if you didn't know, these two teams played back in 2017 here in New Orleans. It was an absolute, crazy game. The Saints won 52-38. Matt Stafford threw, 2 pick sixes, but, 400 yards. It was bananas. Yeah, with all that said, let's get right into the Lions' projected starting lineup. And for Detroit, Jared Goff, quarterback, Teddy Bridgewater is backup, Hendon Hooker is out, Nate Sudfeld, Donovan Knight, Shane Zylstra, Matt Nelson, Hobble Vitae, James Houston, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Emmanuel Mosley, and Scott Daly all on IR. As well as Jason Convin to the fullback, Dave Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, Craig Reynolds in the backfield, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Josh Reynolds, Jamison Williams, the receiver, Khalif Raymond also can get some snaps. Sam Laporta, Brock Wright are their tight ends. Taylor Decker, Jonah Jackson, questionable. Coyote, Osika behind him. Frank Ragnow, Grant Glasgow, and Penei Sewell are all healthy across the offensive line. With Aiden Hutchinson and John Kaminsky off the edge, as well as the Okoro brothers. Ali McNeil, Benito Jones are the defensive tackles. Jack Jones, Alexander Lynn, the starting middle linebackers out, so Malcolm Rodriguez will probably start there, as well as Derek Barnes, the sub linebacker. Cameron Sutton, Brian Branch, Chase Lucas, and Jerry Jacobs at corner. Kirby Joseph, Brian Branch are their safeties. Riley Patterson's their kicker. Jack Fox is their punter. Khalif Raymond, Craig Reynolds are their returners, as well as Jake McQuaid doing the long snapping. And for the Saints, Derek Carr, quarterback, Jameis Winston's his backup, Alvin Kamara, Jamal Williams in the backfield, Kendra Miller is out, Eno Benjamin, Michael Thomas, Trey Tucker, Peyton Turner, Andrew Dow, Marshawn Lattimore all on IR. What is it called? Their two number one receivers, Chris Olave, again, is questionable. Rashid Shaheed is out. A.T. Perry could very well be their number one target in this game, as well as Lynn Bowden Jr. and, Keith Kirkland, of course, practice squad demon this year. Marcos Callaway, former number one receiver for the Saints, could be getting some action. Juwan Johnson is your tight end, as well as Taysom Hill. Adam Prentice is your fullback. Anders Pete, James Hurst, Eric McCoy is questionable. Max Garcia behind him. Cesar Ruiz and Ryan Ramchick across the offensive line. Defensively, we got Cameron Jordan being questionable off the edge. Otano Caspigan, that's not how you pronounce his name. Isaiah Foskey and Carl Granderson, again, the other two dudes. Carl Granderson's been an absolute freaking beast this year. I'll give him that. Kalen Saunders, Nathan Shepard at defensive tackle. Pete Warner's out. Nefi Sewell could start. I will have to wait and see. Probably more likely Ty Summers or maybe even DeMarco Jackson. DeMario Davis, Zach Brown are the other linebackers, though. Paulson Adebo, Isaac Yadam, Cameron Dantzler Sr., Alontae Taylor at corner. Marcus May is out. Jordan Howden behind him, as well as Tyrann Mathieu at free safety. Blake Ruby, your kicker's questionable. Luke Headley's your punter. Rashid Shaheed out at returner. Lynn Bowden Jr. at least will be doing the punt returning. And Zach Woods, your long snapper. Alright, and for the Lions, 70+% of run plays on first down. Run the football up the gut on first down. That'll set you guys up for success. Jared Goff being more conscientious when pressure comes. He's just got to be a little better at realizing that, yeah, if I fumble here, that's just not good. Again, sense of urgency and just, again, appreciating the pass rush would be big for him. Taylor Decker with a more stable base, so he doesn't have to rely on his hands to bail himself out. Obviously, he has one of the best hand packages in the league to stop some finesse moves that will be coming at him. But then again, if he has a stable base, he won't have to rely on those hands to, again, stop guys that are trying to blow by him around the edge. Because basically that's what Isaiah Foskey, the Saints' probably third down pass rusher that's going to come in, is going to try to do. And Amon-Ra St. Brown, having 5 targets downfield, getting the football there. Again, he'll probably make some plays off of that as well. Defensively, though, somebody's got to pick up, help out Aiden Hutchinson. I mean, somebody's got to be able to do something, I guess. And Kirby Joseph with another pick 6. He was not great last week. Do something, bro. Now let's talk about the Saints. And for New Orleans, 4+ red zone touchdowns. Please, for God, be better there. Rashid Shaheed is not playing. And Alvin's getting the end zone 2+ times. I mean, that's more for fantasy people, but that would be nice. Saints defense, either don't give up 30, or do what you did back in 2017, which was force 5 turnovers and have 3 special teams or defensive touchdowns, which is obviously entirely unrealistic. But if they can do that, I guess you can still give up 30 points, I guess. Now let's get to the other national game in the 1 o'clock window. Oh, God, we got a massive matchup. The hottest team in the NFL going up against the rookie sensation. It is a massive wild card implicating game on CBS. And the Broncos will head into Houston for their first game here since 2017. No, wait, yeah, first game since 2019. And it's a big game because the Broncos are, of course, winners of 5 in a row and are looking to make it 6 in a row to get to that 7-5 mark, which, again, is a very good spot to make the playoffs. Texans, on the other hand, coming off a very heartbreaking loss at home to the Jacksonville Jaguars, and it was, of course, a battle for first place. So, yeah, they got a lot of work to do to get back to that point, and actually they're behind the Colts right now, too, because they do have the tiebreaker. So, the Texans have a lot of work to do for sure, but then again, they have C.J. Stroud, but they're going to do a lot more than him in this game, no matter what he does to win this game. Again, it's at 1 o'clock on CBS, NL Plus, and Paramount Plus are streaming services for this national game. Looking at the announcers for it, it will be Ian Eagle, Charles Davis, and Evan Washburn again with their number 1 team at CBS doing 2 games last week. Of course, the Thanksgiving game and the doubleheader game. It's no surprise that they won't be announcing this week, but yeah, that's going to be their number 1 game. It is in red, and obviously you see a lot of red on the screen on the map, and that's again because it's the national game. And again, like I said, back in 2019, these two teams played. Also, it was a pretty big game. I mean, the Broncos were coming in at 4-8, but the Texans were 8-4, and that kind of blew their number 1 seed chances, or not number 1 seed chances. They're like first round bye chances because the Broncos went in there and took it to the Texans with a 38-24 dominating win. I think Drew Lock threw like 3 or 4 touchdowns in that game. So maybe Russell Wilson do something similar. But with that, let's get right into the Broncos starting lineup. Russell Wilson at quarterback, Jared Stidham is backup, Javonte Williams, Samaje Perine, Jalen McLaughlin in the backfield. Courtland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, Marvin Mims Jr. are their receivers. Tim Patrick and Jalen Virgil are both in IR. Adam Trotman, Chris Manhurst are at tight end. Michael Burton is their fullback. Garrett Bowles, Ben Powers, Lloyd Cushenberry, Quinn Miners, Mike McGlinchey are the offensive linemen. Alex Poleski is on IR at right tackle. Jonathan Harris, C.J. Jones, Zach Allen are the defensive linemen. This dude, I cannot pronounce his name at all, is suspended. Jonas Griffith on the middle linebacker is also on IR with Nick Benito and Baron Browning off the edge. Jonathan Cooper is also there. Josie Jewell, Alex Singleton are their linebackers. Patrick Tan, Jaquan McMillan, Fabian Moreau are all healthy at corner. Damari Mathis, though, is questionable. Caden Stearns, Kareem Jackson, Keon Williams are all on IR in the secondary, with P.J. Locke and Justin Simmons being at safety. Will Lutz is their kicker, their punters Riley Dixon. Marvin Mims Jr. is their returner, and Mitchell Farbani is their long snapper. And for the Texans, C.J. Stroud at quarterback, Davis Mills is his backup, Devin Singletary, Damian Pierce in the backfield, Nico Collins a receiver, Tank Nell but Noah Brown both questionable. Jesse Matthews is on air, as well as Tegan Quinteriano, G.J. Scafie Jr., Jared Patterson, Kendrick Green, Kenyon Green, Troy Harrison, Jared Patterson, I think I said his name again, Titus Howard, Keelan Zaire, Hassan Ridgeway, Grayson Arnold, Eric Murray, and MJ Stewart. They got a boatload of guys on IR, guys. Again, Noah Brown's also questionable, so Robert Woods, John Mechie will probably be getting a lot of snaps. With Dallas Goedert out, Brevin Jordan, Eric Sauber will be at tight end. Andrew Beck is your fullback. Laramie Tunsil, Juice Scruggs, Michael Dieter, Shaq Mason, and George Fant are your offensive linemen. Will Anderson Jr., Jonathan Grenard, Jerry Hughes are your defensive linemen. Of course, they just picked up Derek Burnett, I think, off the waivers. Malik Collins, Sheldon Rankins is questionable. Kurt Hinish is his backup. Henry 2020, what is called Denzel Perryman, Blake Cashman are your linebackers. Jake Hansen, the backup linebacker, is questionable. Steven Nelson, Derek Stingley Jr., and Tavir Thomas are your corners. Jalen Petrie, DeAndre Houston, Carson are your returners, with Jimmy Ward basically, I guess, being benched. Matt Amendola is your kicker, your punters. Cameron Johnston, Kyrie Fairbairn, your usual kicker, again, is on IR. Tate Bell's questionable. Robert Woods and Mike Poon are your returners, as well as John Weeks doing your long snapping. And for the Broncos, Russ not trying to do too much, I think, is a big key of this game. Again, if they get behind early and he tries to make a big play, it'll probably make it worse. Look out for Derek Stingley Jr. if you're not if Jerry or if you're Jerry or Courtland Sutton, because again, he will try to knock your head off. And Javonte Williams, 15 plus carries, no touchdown, so he ain't screwing me in fantasy. Yeah, get him the football, just not in the red zone, please. Again, give it to Samaje Perine. Defensively, 5 plus blitzes from 5 yards off for Jonathan Cooper. Again, if he can just get in the backfield at a timely rate, that would be huge. Zach Allen winning with a swipe and shot moves, as well as shedding blocks in under 1.5 steps. Again, that's more for run defense, but if he can do those 2 things, he'll have a very big impact on this game. Now let's look at the Texans. And for the Texans, CJ finishing drives in the pocket, I think, is a big deal. Again, him rolling out to the pocket, throwing it on the run, might not be good. Again, him getting the ball underneath, again, guys go running into the end zone is what you want to see from this offense. Robert Woods playing this slot and moving outside for Tank Dell to work. Again, those 2 guys really, being interchangeable is big. And Damian Pierce with 1 angry run, again, will really set the tone for this offense. Defensively, Derek Stingley Jr. shifting the momentum in some way. Again, whether it's an incompletion he forces or it's just a big 3rd down play, that would be important. And Steven Nelson being more aggressive in zone. Again, he has not shown really any of that this year. Then that's why he's gotten picked down a couple times. And man, if he can just be better there, that would be big for him. And Will Anderson Jr. with 5 plus pressures will continue to raise his obviously ascension as a very good player. And now let's get into the what is called late afternoon regional window with the Panthers and Bucs. And no, it is not a tank bowl because the Bucs are still trying to make the playoffs. So yeah, it's not a tank bowl. And what is it, a borderline tank bowl? We have the 1-10 Woeful Panthers, losers for 4 in a row, going into Tampa to look to knock off their division rivals, of course, who are 4-7. And again, this is a borderline tank bowl. The only reason I'm not going to say this is because the Vikings currently hold that Seahawks maybe hold that last playoff spot, and they're actually only a game and a half off. So again, the Bucs aren't really, again, like super into the playoff picture, but They're still in it technically, so I'm not going to be like, yeah, this is a complete tank ball. But it is very close to one. Again, the game's at 4:05 on CBS, NO Plus, Paramount Plus, Earth streaming services for this woeful one-game window game. Yeah, it's again the only game in the late afternoon regional window. But again, the Panthers looking to bounce back. They just fired Frank Reich. Obviously, that's the big news. See what they can do with that. Bucs, on the other hand, they maybe brought what is called Todd Bowles plays for his job. Maybe not in this game, but soon rather than later. Sooner, my bad, rather than later. And then we look at the announcers. Again, it'll be Tom McCarthy, Jay Feely, and James Lofton, as well as Tiffany Blackman reporting. ESPN will have Mike Cousins and Kelly Stouffer on the call for, again, the first game we will see without Frank Reich on the sideline for the Panthers this year. The map, again, that's just loading up. We've got, not that, it is this one, actually. It is in orange. You've got the New Orleans area. You got both Carolinas in northern Georgia, as well as Tampa. So again, if you have it there, I guess that's good. The weather in Tampa for this game, that's not right. Definitely not. We got right here. It's gonna be a little windy. It's gonna be 79 degrees, so pretty nice weather. Mostly cloudy though. So again, it might be a little hot, but nothing crazy. That's what I got from again. Last time these two teams played in Tampa last year, Mike Evans had 3 touchdowns and he torched the Panthers, and that's how the Bucs got in the playoffs. So maybe a little revenge there for the Panthers, even though again they're god awful. Let's get right into the keys. What is called Panthers projected starting line. And for the Panthers, Bryce Young at quarterback, Andy Dalton is his backup, Chuba Hubbard, Miles Sanders in the backfield, Adam Thielen, Jonathan Mingo, DJ Chark Jr. receiver, Laviska Shenault, Brady Christensen, Chandler Zavala, Austin Corbett, Henry Anderson, Chandler Wooden, Clayton Claudrius, something like that, Shaq Thompson, Luigi Villian, the Marquio Boodle are all on IR. Hayden Hurst is out. Tommy Tremble is doubtful. Ian Thomas will probably start at tight end. Ike Mukwanu, Keed Mays, Bradley Bozeman, Brett Toth, and Taylor Moton across the offensive line. Nash Jensen's questionable. Deshaun Williams, Shy Tuttle, Derek Brown across the defensive line. Brian Burns and Amari Barno off the edge. DJ Johnson, Uturgos Matos, and Marquise Haynes, all backup edge rushers are all questionable. Deion Jones, Frankie Louvu with the linebacker. It's not the linebackers. Yeah, basically the linebackers are both healthy, but Dante Jackson, J.C. Horn, Jeremy Chin, and Troy Hill, all corners are all questionable. Jeremy Chin again is also questionable. Strong safety as well as Von Bell being out. Sam Franklin Jr., the backup, could start with Xavier Woods at free safety. Eddie Pinheiro is their kicker. Their punters, Johnny Hecker, Raheem Blackshear, and Amir Smith-Marset, returner, and J.J. Jansen's their long snapper. And for the Bucs, Baker Mayfield quarterback, Kyle Trask is his backup, Rashad White and Chase Edmonds in the backfield. Mike Evans is their number 1 receiver. Chris Godwin is also questionable. Trey Palmer and Devin Tompkins are the backups there. Russell Gage, Raheem Jarrett are both, and Mike Green are all on IR. As well, again, I think I said Ryan Jensen. Kadon Payne Durham at tight end. Tristan Wirfs, Aaron Steeney, Robert Hainsey, Cody Malgin, and Luke Edeke across your offensive line. Kalijah Kancey, Vita Vea, Logan Hall, your defensive lineman, with Yaya Diaby and Shaq Barrett off the edge. Anthony Nelson is also there. Servais Dennis is doubtful. Vontae David, Devin White, 2 starters, are both out. KJ Britt, JJ Russell are going to start, which is ridiculous. Jamel Dean's out as well. Zion McCollum, Christian Eisen, and Carlton Davis, the 3rd at corner. Antoine Winfield Jr., Ryan Neal are your safeties. Chase McLaughlin's your kicker, your punters, Jake Camarda, Devin Tompkins is your returner, and Zach China is your long snapper. Meanwhile, for Tampa, Baker running around to find a receiver instead of just running. Again, that just doesn't always work, obviously. Rashad White, 7+ runs over 7 yards. Again, very consistent there, would be big. And get the ball to Chase Edmonds out of the backfield as well, because again, he can be explosive. Meanwhile, if this defense have, just forget about that. But Jamel Dean under 50 rating against would be big. And Antoine Winfield Jr. under 30 air yards allowed is probably the biggest thing, because again, if he can minimize that, it'll make it really hard on that Panthers offense to really get any sort of running game going, which they already are struggling with. So yeah, that would be big for the Bucs. Yeah, let's get in the next game, guys. Browns and Rams getting that late afternoon national window now. Alright, for this Panthers offense, you're free, so please score more than 10 points. Yeah, Frank Reich is the reason you're holding back for sure. But yeah, please score 10 points. Defensively, Brian Burns and Amari Barno, 10+ combined pressures. Those 2 guys have to be very good to help out this really banged up secondary. Dante Jackson, 3+ tackles. Yet being more involved against the run. And Frankie Louvu making some type of impact in coverage. Yeah, bro, do your thing. There's really nothing to say, guys. The Panthers are just that bad. And now getting into that late afternoon national window, we have a huge game for both these teams. The 7-4 Browns, obviously, with their 4th starting quarterback of the year, I think. Of course, to come in at 7-4 though against the Los Angeles Rams, winners of 2 straight. Again, the upstart Rams. Against division rivals. This is a huge game for the Rams, though, because, again, they got a big game next week. Browns, on the other hand, again, like I said, big game for them as well, but they're going to pull something out of their butt with a banged-up defense that, again, is still probably the best in the league, but they, again, got roughed up last week in a blowout loss to the Broncos. Again, looking to bounce back from that. This game will be at 4:25 on Fox, as well as the Fox Sports app, and NFL Plus being the streaming services for this game. Announcing it will be Kevin Kugler, Mark Sanchez, and Laura Oakman. Compass Media will have Bill Reninsky and Steve Berlin on the call. As well as looking at the map, again, the huge game, but in blue, it's all Cleveland and then SoCal that's getting this game. And the Bucs are also enforcing a blackout for here, so I guess you're going to have to watch that game if you want to watch that. And, again, there's really nothing else to say. Again, it's just such a big game. Obviously, the Browns will be starting Joe Flacco for this one, so that'll be interesting. But, again, the Rams, again, really need this one. Browns, on the other hand, again, this would be a big one for them, too. Looking to shut down that Rams offense. Last time these two teams played was in Cleveland, where the Rams won 20-13 to move to 3-0. And obviously, Cooper Kupp had 2 big touchdowns in that game for the Rams, and I think Baker threw 2 picks when he was against the Browns. So, pretty interesting game back then. Probably be a similar score in this one. Let's get right into the Browns starting lineup. And like I said, Joe Flacco will be starting his first game of the year. He somehow started most games, or at least a game for a while now in the league. Dorian Thompson-Robinson is out, though. P.J. Walker behind him. Deshaun Watson is on IR, as well as Nick Chubb. Jakeem Grant Sr., Jarrett Willis Jr., Dawson Deaton, Jack Conklin, and Cameron Mitchell, and Rodney McLeod. John Ford, Kareem Jack, Hunt in the backfield. Mark Cooper, Elijah Moore, and Cedric Tillman at receiver. Marquise Goodwin is out, as well as Michael Woods. David Njoku, Harrison Bryant are their tight ends. Jaron Christian, Joel Bitonio, Ethan Pokic, Wyatt Teller, and DeJuan Jones across the offensive line. Drew Forbes is out. James Hudson is questionable. And Nick Harris, the backup center, is also questionable. Myles Garrett, Sirius Smith, Alex Wright, and former Ram Obo Okoronkwo off the edge, as well as Dalvin Tomlinson, Jordan Elliott at defensive tackle, J.O.K., Anthony Walker Jr., and Sione Takitaki at linebacker. Denzel Ward is out for this game, so Warren Emerson Jr. will be getting a lot of snaps on the outside against one of those Rams receivers. Greg Newsome's also ready to go. Juan Thornhill, Grant Delpit are their safeties. Dustin Hopkins is their kicker. Their punters, Corey Borquez, James Prochet, Pierce Strong Jr., Charlie Hewlett are their special teamer dudes. And for the Rams, Matt Stafford, quarterback. Carson Wentz is his backup. Stetson Bennett's out. Ronnie Rivers, the running backs on IR, as well as Duke Shelley. Kyron Williams, Royce Freeman in the backfield. Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, Tutu Atwell, DeMarcus Robinson, a receiver. Tyler Higbee, Davis Allen, a tight end. Alex Jackson, Siva Villa, Brian Allen, Kevin Dotson, who's been actually, if you didn't know, a borderline one of the best offensive linemen in the league this year. He's actually been the best guard run blocker in the league, which is just completely crazy. And Robin Havenstein at right tackle. Jonah Williams, Kobe Turner, Aaron Donald across the defensive line with Byron Young. Michael Hoyt's questionable off the edge, so Keir Thomas could be getting a start there. Christian Rosemoon, Ernest Jones are your middle linebackers. Kel Witherspoon, Kobe Durant, Trey Tomlinson at corner. Darren Kendrick is also there. Jordan Folk, Quentin Lake is out. You'll see John Johnson starting there. Lucas Haverstick is your kicker. Your punters, Ethan Evans. Your returners, Austin Tremble, and Alex Ward's your long snapper. Alright, for this Browns offense, first things first, whoever plays quarterback, get the ball out quick to force the corners to make the mistakes. Obviously, Kyle Witherspoon's been phenomenal this year for the Rams, but he does tend to make a mistake here and there, especially when it comes to that underneath stuff. Jerome Ford, 30-plus carries, give him the football a lot, he can do something with it. And 33-plus minutes of possession with over 55% success rate on second down, so that's anywhere from like 3 to 4 yards depending on the situation. Again, that's probably a lot of short plays if they do the right thing, but actually they got to get the ball, hold the ball on, because again, this is how that defense is going to want to roll. For this defense, again, they will be playing a little banged up, but 6+ sacks would be a big deal. Don't play man unless you're tripling Cooper Kupp, because if you play man, Cooper's just going to burn who's ever on him. That's just going to be the complete truth, guys. I don't care how good you are, you just don't have the guy to really do that. And whatever guy you want playing inside, and sitting on a curl from Puka, again, you do not want him getting outside leverage. Would not be good because he'll cut in on those. And Denzel, who is not playing, has to be on Tutu Atwell unless you've got a bracketed safety to take him, which basically means they gotta have, like, I don't even know, Grant Delpit. Someone like that needs to be able to stay deep on him and make sure he doesn't burn him deep. And on a 30% down, allowed on third down, back to those 6 sacks. That's all good for the Browns, guys. Now let's talk about the Rams. Alright, for the Rams, get Cooper the ball, play action. Again, you don't have to be like a forced or anything, just get in the football. Feed the beast, Kyron Williams, please. He had like 204 yards last week. Something ridiculous like that. And Stafford just taking what he gets so he doesn't get killed. Yeah, the Browns are going to bring a lot of heat, guys. Defensively, though, not suffocating, but disciplined play from Darren Kendrick. Again, if he makes nice plays instead of, again, making a great play, but again, getting called back because he was too aggressive or something, that's what I want to see. And Cole Witherspoon with a couple of big third down plays. Again, he's the guy to do it. And Aaron Donald, 5+ pressures. Again, typical stuff for him. So we'll go off the Rams, guys. Now let's get into the biggest game of the weekend, arguably the biggest game of the season. Alright, Niners, you guys are actually healthy for this one. You got your shot now. Take it. Yep, America's game of the week. Top 2 seeds in the NFC. And the 10-1 Eagles will host the Niners in what is a huge game. Of course, the Eagles are the best team in the NFL by record. By 2 games, actually, of course, with the Lions lost last week. But they are, of course, winners of 5 straight and are 10-1 on the season. But they've got a huge game against the Niners in an NFC championship rematch. Of course, the Niners had to put in Josh Johnson for that game. But they are 8-3 coming this one. They are very scary. And the Eagles got to bring their A game, or they're going to get their absolute butts whipped, because this Niners team is red hot. The game's at 4:25 on Fox. Fox will tab at NFL Plus for your streaming services for this massive game. Looking at the map, the announcers, it'll be, Hawks' #1 team, Kevin Burkhardt, Greg Olsen, Aaron Andrews, and Tom Rinaldi. Sports US Radio will have Larry Conn and Brandon Noble on the call for this game. Looking at the map, it is basically the whole country, guys, for good reason. The weather in Philly, it'll be decent, 52 degrees, and kind of the same, a little warmer than it was in January. That's basically how I'll put it. Obviously, these two teams again played last year in Philly. 31-7 was the final. The last time they played in the regular season was also in Philly. The Niners were able to escape that one, 17-11. We'll see how this one goes. Again, massive game for both these teams. Right into the Niners' projected starting line. And for the Niners, Brock Purdy at quarterback, Sam Darnold is his backup, Christian McCaffrey, Elijah Mitchell in the backfield. Jordan Mason's also questionable. Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, Jawan Jennings at receiver. Aaron McLeod is questionable as a backup. Danny Gray's on IR, as well as Nick Zaleki, whatever, something like that. Drake Jackson, Talunu Funga, George Odom, all big defenders are all on IR. George Fant and Charlie Warner are the tight ends. Kyle Juszczyk is their fullback. Trent Williams, Aaron Banks, Jake Brendel, Spencer Burford, Cole Mavikevich across the offensive line. Chase Young, Nick Bosa, Randy Gregory, Killian Farrell off the edge, as well as Eric Armstead being questionable. Javon Hargrave, Kevin Givens are the defensive tackles. Dre Greenlaw, Fred Warner, and Oren Burks are the linebackers. Travarius Ward, Diamond Lenore, A.B. Thomas at corner, Jusur Taylor, Jahari Brown, and Tayshaun Gibson Sr. are their safeties. Jake Moody, Mitch Wisnowski are their kicker and punter. Ray McLeod again is questionable, so Ronnie Bell could be doing the returning, and Tabor Pepper is also their long snapper. And for Philly, Jalen Hurts at quarterback, Marcus Mariota is his backup, DeAndre Swift, Kenneth Gainwell in the backfield, as well as Boston Scott, I guess. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Julio Jones, Alamance, Kiss receiver, Dallas Goedert's doubtful, Jack Swell, Grant Calcaterra is questionable, Ryder Johnson, a backup offensive lineman, is on IR. Jordan Mailata, Landon Dickerson, Jason Kelsey, Cam Jurgens, and Lane Johnson across the offensive line. Brandon Graham, Jordan Davis, Fletcher Cox is questionable, Millen Williams behind him. Hassan Reddick and Josh Sweat off the edge, as well as Nolan Smith. Zach Cunningham's out at middle linebacker, so Christian Ellis and Nicholas Morrell will be doing a lot of work there. Hassan Reddick is, again, also off the edge. But Sean Bradley, N'Kobe Dean, Zach McPherson, Avante Maddox, and Justin Evans are all on IR. James Bradbury, Josh Jobe, Darius Slay, and Riley Roby at corner. Your safeties are Kevin Byard and Reed Blankenship. Your kicker is Jake Elliott. Braden Mann is your punter. Brendan Covey, Boston Scott are your returners, and Rick Lovato is your long. And for the Niners, Brock's got to be able to speed up his release so he can comfortably go through his reads without obviously having PTSD from last year. Use Deebo as a decoy to get Jawan Jennings on a deadly 12-yard dig. Obviously, that's his best route. That's how you're going to have some big plays over the middle. And CMC with a monster game. That's just, simple, guys. If CMC does not have a big day, this Niners offense will not be able to put up 35, which will definitely get them a win. But meanwhile, for this defense, Fred Warner not having his shoulder torn off in the first quarter will help bring a huge hit or two from Demetrius Flowers on Jalen Hurts runs. Punish him for those. And obviously the biggest one, the corners got to beat the hell out of A.J. Brown, and especially Devontae Smith. They're going to make it hard for those guys to really want to catch the football. That's all I got for the Niners, guys. Let's get right over to the Eagles side now. And for Philly, Jalen being decisive on zone reads. Again, if he hesitates at all, it's just going to be completely blown up. Giannis with lowering his shoulder. Again, he's got to bring a little physical presence. Kenneth Gainwell, when he gets his carries, has to take advantage of them. And don't turn over the football in the fourth quarter because the Niners will not give the football back. For this defense, Darius Slay playing off on third down, again, not getting beat or any sort of underneath stuff. James Bradbury playing hell of press and man as well. Again, if he can just simply beat the hell out of these receivers, like the Niners are going to try to do, that would be big for him. And no stunts from Jalen Carter. Please just don't mess around with him. Let him do his thing. That's all I got for the Eagles, guys. Let's get right into Sunday Night Football. Patrick Mahomes' first trip to Lambeau has him meet against a really hot Packers team that is really hopeful that, maybe they pull off a win. I don't freaking know, guys. It's Sunday night in Lambeau in Week 13. Again, the Chiefs headed to Lambeau for a huge Sunday nighter against the Packers. Obviously, the Packers with this win would make not only a statement win, but they'd really cement themselves in that playoff race. Of course, winners of 3 out of their last 4. These offenses look completely different. But again, this is really where it comes down to the end of the line. They got to win this football game. Chiefs, on the other hand, coming at 8-3. Winners of good gen 1 in a row. They just bounced back against the Raiders. But again, this offense has been wildly inconsistent this year. No receiver has seemed to step up. Travis Kelce has regressed statistically and by the film. Again, you can talk to me, he's the same guy. Not who he is, but maybe not the same play. Running game obviously is okay, but this defense is also carrying them as well. But they do so come on 8-3, and very well could take over that number 1 seed if they can just, win some games. But the game's at 8:20 on NBC, Universo, NBC Sports app, Peacock, the main one, NFL Plus, or streaming services for this game. Again, Football Night in America starts at 7 o'clock, basically after the normal games on NBC. And looking at the map as usual, not the map, the announcers, you got Mike Tirico, Chris Collinsworth, and Melissa Stark. Ryan Radjic and Ryan Harris will be on Westwood 1 for this game as well. The weather in Lambeau, though, that's a different story. It's going to be basically freezing. It's going to be pretty cold. A little bit of wind, too, so that's not always great. But, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that goes. It's supposed to snow earlier in the morning, so, yeah, again, we'll see how that thing goes. But, that's all I got for this game. Obviously, these two teams haven't played in Lambeau in, like, 8 years, because they played in Kansas City back in 2019. The Chiefs won, 31-24? No, the Packers won 31-24. Then they played in Kansas City again in 2021, and that was just an ugly game. Jordan Love actually played Patrick Mahomes the last time. 13-7 was the final score. The Chiefs won that game, snapping that Packers 7-game winning streak. But again, the Chiefs and Packers were in very different places at that time. Let's get right into the Chiefs starting line. And for the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes quarterback, Blaine Gabbert is his backup. Isaiah Pacheco, Jared McKinnon is out. Clyde Edwards-Helaire also in the backfield. Rashee Rice, Justin Watson, Sky Moore, MVS the receiver. Justin Ross is out. McCole Hardman Jr., Nico Remigio, Jordy Fortson, Prince Tigo Ogano, and Nick Bolton and Nasir Johnson all on IR, with Travis Kelce, no great. Tight end Dalvin Smith, Joe Tooney, Creed Humphrey, Trey Smith, and Jawan Taylor are their offensive linemen. George Karlaftis, Mike Dana, Charles Omenihu, Molly carrying off the edge. Derek Nottie, Chris Jones are their defensive tackles. Willie Gay, Leo Chanel, and Drew Tranquil are their linebackers, with L'Jarius Sneed, Joshua Williams, Jalen Watson just trying to make Duffy a corner. Brian Cook, Justin Reed are their safeties. Harrison Bucker is their kicker. Their punter is Tommy Townsend. Ricky James is their returner, and James Winchester is the long snapper. And for the Packers, Jordan Love, quarterback. Sean Clifford's his backup. Aaron Jones is out, but A.J. Dillon and Patrick Taylor are also both healthy. Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs, Gene Reed, and Dontavius Wicks, both kind of starting receivers, are both questionable. Malik Heath is healthy, though. Tucker Kraft, tight end. Joshua Darguar is questionable. Ben Sims behind him. Luke Musgrave, the starting tight end. David Bakhtiari, Luke Tenuta on offense are all on IR. Henry Pearson, the fullback, is fullback. Rasheed Walker, Elton Jenkins, Josh Myers, John Runyon, Zach Tom are your offensive linemen. Kenny Clark, TJ Slate, and Devontae Wyatt are your defensive linemen. Preston Smith, Rashad Gary, Kingsley Nagabor, and Lucas Finesse off the edge. Devondre Campbell is questionable. Isaac McDuffie is behind him, as well as Quay Walker. Jay Alexander, Ruby Ford, Darnell Savage, all 3 starters, but all questionable. Jonathan Owens, though, as well as Carrington Valentine at corner. Robert Rochelle is questionable, as well as Corey Valentine and Keyshawn Nixon, both at safety. Corner, my bad. Eric Stokes is on IR, as well as your kicker being Anders Carlson. Daniel Williams, your punter. Your returners are, Jan Reed's questionable. Keyshawn Nixon, again, behind him, as well as Keyshawn Nixon doing the kicking, returning, as well as Matt Orzick doing the long snap. And for the Chiefs, basically 20-plus points in the second half would be big. Again, if they can do something there, that would be really nice. Travis Kelce, 3-plus broken tackles. He's only at 2 all year, so maybe. Isaiah Pacheco, 4-plus runs, breaking 2 or more tackles. again, if he can just basically blow over dudes, that'll be a big deal. And Patrick Mahomes finding ways to hit his receivers on the run outside the numbers. Again, he's just got to be able to complete those passes. Low risk, big reward. Chiefs defense, bring 5 on third down. Make just Jordan Love make a read. Rely on Trent and Legarius to determine how to take on blocks for the outside linebackers. So as they'll set the edge. Yeah, the outside linebackers should not have to be making those decisions. And better penetration from Derek Nottie on the interior will help out those outside linebackers again as well. Now let's look at the Packers. And for the Packers offense, Jordan Love going through his reads and adjusting to protection adjustments is probably the biggest thing for him in this game. If he can really deal with that, a lot of stuff will be easier. And reading the whole field for Christian Watson, again, he's got to be able to determine what routes he's running, especially on those option routes. And Romeo Doubs 110 plus receiving yards would be optimal for them. And finally, for this defense, find a way to hide Carrington Valentine in zone, because again, he will make big plays off of that. And Jonathan Owens being opportunistic, again, making plays when he gets the opportunity to. And 5 or less third down conversions allowed after the first quarter. They got to have a big second quarter for sure. So I'll go with the Packers, guys. And that's all I got for the NFL Week 13 Sunday preview. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the obviously playoff committee and what they decided to do for that wild playoff scenarios. But that's all I got for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and yeah, see you for the recap tomorrow.
Quarterback sneak, and it is a first down for Jimmy Garoppolo. And that will take you to the 2-minute warning, and it essentially salts the game. Off the right side of Alex Mack.